What's up guys, this is Ronnie. Welcome back to our channel Total Technology. This is tutorial 5 and today we'll be going to develop one weather API using GraphQL. So again, let me just brief you about the tutorial or the series. So here actually we're trying to learn the concepts of GraphQL using Python and Fast API. So Fast API is an underlying REST API framework for Python, and GraphQL is a query language for your API endpoint. So actually in this series we are consolidating three different things together to create some awesome REST API, or to create some awesome API, and hopefully that will definitely help you guys to excel in your upcoming job or maybe your final year project or whatever. So without wasting much time, so let me just brief about this this particular tutorial, which is tutorial 5. In the last 4 tutorial we have learned the various basics things on GraphQL using Python and Fast API. So in this tutorial we'll be going to develop one dummy weather API. So why I'm saying dummy? Because the data are going to be fixed. We are not going to fetch any live data from any live streaming engine or somewhere else. Rather than we'll be just creating some dummy set of data, and after that we'll try to get those data using our GraphQL endpoint. Okay, so if you go to the next slide, so the dummy data will look something like that Kolkata, Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, all our cities names are there, and here all the temperatures. So by the way, all the cities are from the India. So if someone is not Indian, so I'm sorry for that, but again just because I am actually in India right now, so I try to create as much as possible with this example. Okay, so how to work with GraphQL and Fast API. So hopefully all of you guys are familiar now. Mostly there are 4 different things are required. First thing is Python, then Fast API, then UVCon, and Graphene. Okay, Graphene is required to develop your GraphQL endpoint. Fast API is required to embed the GraphQL endpoint inside your Fast API application, and UVCon is required to run your Fast API application, and Python is required to run and write your Python program. Okay, so hopefully this is clear now why these 3 things are super important, and the most important thing is that your Python version has to be greater than 3.6 or higher, or else you will not be able to install Fast API, or probably if you're able to install, probably sometime it will not throw or show any error, but while working with that you might face different sort of error. So that is why it is always advisable to use Python 3.6 or higher. Okay, so now to sample code. Without wasting much time, let me just go ahead and start writing code from my Visual Studio Code. So this is already tutorial 5, so let me create, just like last tutorial, schema.py file. Okay, so inside that we'll be going to write our schema. Okay, so the schema is going to be like whatever our API is going to return, that we'll write over here. Okay, so let me just write something, maybe import Graphene. I believe Graphene is required here. Then maybe I can write class weather. So this is going to be Graphene. Okay, like this. Okay, then probably I need maybe only I need let's say city is going to be Graphene dot object type. Okay, so this is my city name, and maybe I can write the temperature. Maybe I can write temp equals to Graphene dot object type. Okay, so my schema object has been developed. Okay, now let me just create one more file that is called mapping. So here actually we're going to map this thing. Okay, so again same thing, import Graphene, and also you will import the schema. So maybe I can write from schema import weather. So I'll be importing this class here. Okay, so next thing, maybe I can write class query is going to be graphene dot object oh sorry, what happened, object type, like this. Now we'll do something here. So now as I said, I'll be going to generate the city temperature. So maybe I can write city temp, and that is going to be graphene dot field. So actually I am going to mount this object type here using field type. Okay, so this is going to be field, and field of what? This is field of weather. Okay, so it should be if you see here, this weather will come over here. Okay, and this is going to use some name. Okay, some name like city name. We would like to pass this as a parameter, so it is going to be graphene dot string. Okay, sorry. Okay, so now we'll be going to write a resolver, def resolve, and after that city underscore temp. So this is going to be self, then info, then the city. Okay, like this. Then probably we'll return something over here. So what we are going to return, we'll see now. Okay, so this is going to return something which is as part our schema. Okay, so maybe I would like to return similarly, so city and temperature. So it should be city, maybe I can write something, city equals to something. Okay, like this. Then temp equals to something. Okay, maybe I can write. Okay, okay, so this is done. So now let's create our data point over here. Okay, so while creating the data point, we need to create some dummy data. As I said, we are not going to use any proper streaming engine for our data, so rather than we'll be going to use just some data. Okay, so maybe I can create something here, maybe just hold on. No, sorry, maybe I can write data dot py. Okay, so as I said, my data is here actually, so this is my dummy data. So maybe I can write data equals to this. Okay, so maybe I can write def read underscore data equals to return data. So just a dummy function I'm using. Okay, so what will happen in mapping now? So maybe from data, I'm just importing from this file, import read data. Okay, so now can write data equals to read data. So now this is going to return this whole thing. So this is a list, and if every list is a dictionary with this thing. So we'll do some for looping here. So for row in data, so every row is a dictionary. So this is going to compare with this city here. Okay, so we can write if row equals to no, I'm just thinking, if row of city means row of this city. Okay, so the row of this city equals to this city. Okay, city equals to this city. Okay, then it will probably return this thing. Okay, so maybe I can there is a indentation problem, nothing else. So maybe I can write everything in a single line. So this is going to be a row of city, and this is going to be row of temperature. Now you understand. So if the city means the entered city, if entered city match with this value, then I should need this thing. Okay, or else you can do another thing that is going to be interesting. Basically, if you check here, this is actually this one, so you can return this whole thing over here. So that is also going to be same, so you don't have to worry about that. So that is, if you see here, this whole thing is actually this thing. Okay, and this whole thing is actually this. So what you want to return over here, so you can just write return row. Okay, and if nothing is going to be returned, means if you go at the end of the list, so what is supposed to be done, that we'll see now. So I'm not right now doing the end case over here, rather than I'm just checking this thing. So end case will be done after some time, I'll explain that. Okay, so mapping is there, schema is there, data is there. Now next thing is our main thing, so it should be main.py. Okay, so here I'll be going to import from fast API, import fast API, then here we are going to import from import graphene. Actually import, what happened, import graphene. Okay, then probably I can write from starlet.graphql, import GraphQL app. Okay, and also I need this mapping actually here, so I need this query from mapping query. Why I need this thing, that we'll know now. From, maybe should be from mapping import query. All import is done. So now let's create an instance of a fast API app using fast API. That's it. Then we'll write something like app.add_route. So route will be something like GraphQL. Okay, then I can write GraphQL app inside that. So it should be schema equals to graphene dot schema, and inside that query equals to this query. So this query is going to be this query. Okay, that's it, and we'll print this thing. Print, I need to print until this point, so we'll be able to understand whether you are doing anything wrong or not. So all done, I believe. Let me check. So first thing first, our schema is here. Okay, so this is going to be written from our API. So I did the mapping. So mapping is actually going to use this weather, and weather is object is mounted using dot field method, or you can use a dot field thing. Just go ahead and read the documentation. And here actually I'm going to use city as a parameter, while I'll be going to resolve this thing from this resolver. So that is why if you say here self into info, and I have a something called city, and that city is going to be used here. So, and data is coming from this read data, and read data is part of this file, which is going to return this data, right? And after that it is going to be checked for every row in the data, and then it will go and check the city key for that row, whether it is going to match with this city or not. If match found, then it will going to return the entire row. Okay, and after that in the main file I'm just going to create an instance of fast API. And before that, there is very important thing, you have to import all this thing. Okay, once this is done, I am going to add some route. The route is going to be this one, and I'm going to add the schema to my application. and I'm just going to print this thing so that I can understand the query. Okay, so open in integrated terminal. So then it should be uvcon, then my file name is main. So I'm going to run this thing main, then app means this app, this main and app, then hyphen. What happened? Then hyphen reload. Okay, that's it. So there is some error actually. Let me understand. Object type is not attribute meta. Which line I got this error? Let me check. I don't know which line I got this error. Server process main.py line number 5 from mapping import query. Mapping.py into module. What happened? From schema import weather city graphene dot object type. What happened? Line number 5 means see object type has no attribute meta. What does it mean? I don't know. Let me check actually. The schema graphene object type graphene object type. Okay, I did a complete mistake over here, so sorry guys. So I did a mistake, so it should be string, and this is also going to be string. So sometime I does mistake. So see, started. So if you see here, this is my schema actual. Okay, and this schema is actually going to use this query, and query is going to hold this city temp, and that is going to use this parameter, and ultimately this is going to be kind of a object or field of type weather, and weather is going to be this type of this. Okay, so all done. So my thing is running on port 8000. So let me open in 8000. So it should be localhost 8000, then GraphQL. Okay, so it is running. So I don't know from where it is coming actually. So like this, then city temp. Why the city temp is coming like this? So basically this is as I told you here, so this is actually automatic camel case, so this gets converted into capital. Okay, this thing. Okay, so that is where it came temp, and inside that if you write, I got city. Okay, so let me write something like Mumbai. Okay, so if you do this, we'll get the value of this thing. See over here, see I got this. Why I got the temp equals to null, that is the important thing. So that we will see now. Okay, so I put Mumbai. Mumbai is here, but for this thing I didn't get any value. Okay, so that is really interesting. We'll see now what happened to this thing. Okay, so city, then row is this, temp is this. Okay, so if you see here, our temperature is like this, so that is why I got this thing. Okay, so I need to change my schema, then it will work. Okay, so now this should work. Okay, so that is how it is. Okay, so maybe if you remove this thing and if you again run this thing, so some problem, syntax error for expected name found, I don't know. Okay, just forget about this thing. Hold on, let me run this thing again. Okay, and city, and maybe I can write Mumbai. Okay, let's write this thing. Okay, so if you see here, I got this thing. Okay, so now interesting thing is that if you remove this thing now, just forget you don't want the city. Okay, see I got only temperature. Now if you don't want temperature, you just want city. See I got this thing. So whatever is your requirement, you can easily get this thing from here. Okay, so this is kind of a dummy API. We are getting this thing from our GraphQL endpoint. Okay, so initially I used temp, but in our schema schema I defined temp, but actually it is going to return this temperature. So that is why it is kind of going to mismatch with the schema. So it is returning null. Okay, so nothing else. Now the edge case. So as I told you, let's see. Let me think which city I missed. Okay, let me put Goa. Okay, let's see I get anything or not. So see I got a city temp equals to null, cause I don't have anything over here, so that is why it is going to return null. Okay, so I can do something like more realistic, maybe. So maybe I'm just thinking how to do it. Maybe in the mapping, if I reach here, means everything, if everything is already reached here, so maybe I can write return something city equals to city, and maybe I can write temperature equals to not found in the sequence, something more realistic. Okay, so let's see how it is going to react now. See, maybe I can write something else. Maybe I can write what else city I can write. Maybe I can write Ranchi. See, write Kolkata. So 34. So let's just validate with this thing. So Kolkata is 34. See, I got 34. Yeah. So what else? Chennai. Let me check with Chennai. So Chennai is 38. So I'm getting all this thing. Okay. So now next interesting thing is that this is the GraphQL kind of a playground. So in the real world application, nobody is going to use this playground. Like they are going to use some sort of like front end. From there they are going to hit this API endpoint. So how to hit this API endpoint? Okay, so that we will see now. Okay, so if you are using Google Chrome, just open to your developer, and after that you will just go ahead with this network tab, and after that just do nothing, just set everything like this, the way I just set up everything on my screen, and after that just hit on this thing again. So you will see there is something called GraphQL, which is part of this GraphQL endpoint name. Okay, and if you see here, I am getting this data. See, my data is like this. Okay, so cool, so nice. And this is the response, whatever we are getting here, it is showing here. Now if you right click on this thing, copy, and click on this as curl, it will be copied. Then you have to open your terminal. Okay, and you can just let me check whether I can maximize the size or not. Yeah, I can maximize the size, and after that just paste this thing, paste this curl over here. Okay, and after that just hit enter. So see, I got this thing as a return. Okay, so now my question is that how to call this API from the Python code. Okay, so that will be very easy. Okay, so let's do it. So the very easy way of doing this thing, you can just go ahead in Google and just search curl to Python. Okay, and first you will get this thing, curl.trailworks.com. just paste your curl over here and you will get Python like similar to Python, this thing. Okay, and now go ahead and just create a new file. Okay, so rest.py. So in GraphQL, all the request is always going to be post. Okay, so that endpoint is running over here. So I'm just thinking how to execute this thing. Maybe I can just take it from here, or maybe I don't know whether my other things are running. Maybe I can write Jupyter. Okay, this thing is not running. Maybe I can run my Jupyter notebook. Hopefully that will help you guys to understand how these things are going to work. Okay, just hold on. Let me open a notebook here. Okay, let me copy paste the whole thing over here. So I got a response, and maybe I can paste the response dot text, maybe something like this. I don't know, I don't remember. So something is happening. Let's see. I don't know why this is taking that much of time. I don't know whether my GraphQL endpoint is working or not. Yeah, it's working and getting data, but from here actually it is taking time. Something just wait. Okay, the problem is that my kernel is not set up, so that is why it is taking time. So maybe I can restart my kernel for Jupyter notebook, and I can wait for some time, or maybe I can just leave and just create a new Python kernel. Sorry, I don't know what is happening with my Jupyter notebook. Maybe meanwhile I can open another ID, Eclipse, without wasting much time. Okay, let me check whether my Jupyter notebook is started or not. See, it is not started yet. Some problem. Okay, just leave it. So maybe I can create a new file here. Maybe, I don't know. Inside this, let me create a file here. New file. Maybe I can write test.py. Okay, copy this thing, then print response dot text. So let's execute this thing, we'll get the response. See, I got this thing, and the most important thing is that probably I don't think these things are required. I think content type is required, so maybe just forget this part. Let's see. And I don't think these things are required as well. Anyways, okay, cookies is not required, so just remove that cookies part. Data is required, so this is actually going to be our query. If you see here, city temperature is a resolver. I'm using city and the Chennai, and so like this. Okay, city and temperature I need, so that is why I'm getting these values. Okay, so let's run this thing one more time. See, I got the response easily. So now the thing is that I am passing city and temperature both, so that is why I'm getting this thing. So if you don't pass this thing, let me check. Suppose I don't pass this thing. Okay, so now how it is going to react? So I got only temperature, the same thing whatever we are getting from the GraphQL playground. So see, I am using or hitting actually the my GraphQL endpoint only. See, So here actually I'm using from the actual like program. So suppose you have written a program which is going to call your API endpoint. So this is kind of a client. You have written a Python client, so which is going to hit the GraphQL endpoint and get the value for your temperature. So whatever temperature you are going to pass, it is going to give. So here actually you are passing Chennai, so that is I am getting Chennai. So now if I change it to Kolkata and I run this thing, probably I think I'll get 34 or something like that. See, I'm getting the temperature for Kolkata. So my GraphQL server side API is already running over here. See, just now I hit one request, so it is coming, so it will change now. So last one is, just remember, 454. So again if I hit this thing, so see, it got changed. So it was 454, now 604. So every time it is hitting to my server side GraphQL API, and the response is 200, and all the requests are coming as a post, so which is coming from my Python REST client. So I have written this REST client which is going to hit this endpoint using post method, and responses are going from this server side API. Okay, so I don't need this REST thing, delete this thing. Okay, it is hitting this server side REST and a GraphQL endpoint and generating the data based on my written logic, and I'm getting the data over here in this console. So now if I create a UI in React, and you have given a small text box for your city, and inside the in the below of the text box, if you are going to hit a submit button, place a submit button, so on the click of that submit button, that is going to call this client. Okay, and that client is going to hit this endpoint, GraphQL endpoint, and from the endpoint you will get this value, and after that this JSON is going to be parsed and rendered inside your React. So that is how the full stack application works, like from UI to front end, from front end to back end, and from back end to the front end again. So that is the full flow. Okay, so as you understand, this is going to be like kind of a like dummy thing. Dummy means, let me just remove or close this thing because this is not required. So I use here dummy data. So now if you think that this is going to be the real world data, so what will happen, irrespective of this data thing, you have to do some sort of logic to get the data from your like weather engine or something similar. Okay, so data is not the important thing over here. The important thing is the mechanism, how every bits and pieces works together in GraphQL. So hopefully you guys getting some motivation to learn GraphQL, and hopefully I am also able to contribute towards your learning or knowledge enhancements contribution. Okay, so that's it guys. Hope to see you in the next video very soon with one more use case, but I'm thinking this time I'll be going to do it kind of a real API which is going to give some sort of real data. Okay, so but before I do it, I would like to request all of you guys, please share some feedback, whether the course is up to the point, or whether it is not meeting your expectation, or still something missing which I can include or enhance. That will actually going to help all of you guys to learn in a better way, and also it will help me to understand the missing links within the course. Okay, and last but not least, try to do some sort of practice, or else definitely you guys will start to forget everything over the period of time. So watch my videos carefully, maybe 1 time or 2 times. If 1 time or 2 times is fine, I don't mind, but the moment you finish watching the video, after that just try to create some use case, think through it, analyze, visualize, and try to implement everything whatever till now you learned. And while doing that, if you're getting any problem, just write me. I'm just 1 click away. Okay, I'll always try to help you. Okay, so don't worry, I'll upload the code and I'll upload the PDF slide as well. PDF slide is not going to help you because nothing important in the slide, everything is kind of within the code and the logic whatever I teach now. So hopefully that will help you guys. Okay, so that's it guys, that's it for today. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, and have a nice day.